Hi, I'm Shahir Latif. I'm on the robotics team at WP Davidson High School in Mobile, Alabama. We compete at the Emerald Coast Hub in Pensacola. Today, I'm going to show you how we got started using Simulink to program our robot. To get started, go to Mathworks.com and create a MATLAB account. Then you'll need a license key from your mentor. After that, download MATLAB on your local computer. I recommend trying to download as soon as possible because you might need admin rights, especially if you're doing this on a school computer. So try to download as soon as possible so you can sort out those issues. After you get MATLAB opened, we'll need to install a couple of add-ons which allow us to write code that runs on a VEX Cortex. So click here on Add-ons and search for VEX. The add-ons you need are the VEX Companion app and this Simulink coder support. Once again, you may need admin access, so make sure you try these in advance so you can sort out those issues in time. One helpful guide is the Mathworks Best Robotics Guide. So you can search Google for Simulink Best Robotics. This page has a lot of helpful resources, especially these videos. They'll guide you through a lot of what you need to start programming your robot. Another helpful resource is the team workflow in the Best National Registry. In the annual game files and Q&A section, there are some helpful files. Your screen might look different from mine, but in mine, in the public resources and training, software, and Simulink. This file is a default Simulink robot file that you can use to test out Simulink. So download that. In MATLAB, click here to open Simulink, and let's open that robot template. Unlike a lot of programming languages, Simulink is very visual, and it allows you to see very easily the control flow of your robot. Now I'm going to walk you through how to create a robot program from scratch. In MATLAB, click on VEX Companion app. Under VEX Cortex, click on Create New Cortex Model. And save this with an SLX extension. Next, come over to the Simulation tab and click Library Browser to open up the Library Browser. All the components you need are in this Simulink Coder Support package for ARM Cortex. Let's start with motors. They're going to be in the actuator and DC motor. We'll get two motors. Double-click on the motors to edit their parameters. I'll put this one on channel 2, and I'll call it left motor. This one on channel 9, and I'll call it the right motor. The channel corresponds to where you connect the motor on the Cortex. Next, let's get joystick controls. They're in the gamepad folder. Double-click to change which joystick these are. So I'll do one will be left and right, and one will be up and down, which is channel 2. Next, in the utilities block, let's get a arcade module. Channel 2 will connect to the forward reverse, and channel 1 will connect to the steering. Then right motor and left motor. You can also add a deadband. Double-click to edit its parameters. I'm going to copy and paste this deadband over here. Now I'm going to show you how to control a servo motor with a button. So let's go in the library browser to Simulink Coder Support package. In actuators, let's get a servo motor. Now in gamepad, let's get a gamepad button. You can double click on the button to set which button on the joystick it'll be. So maybe I'll do 6 up, and then double click on the motor to give it a channel. For the button's logic, we're going to get a state flow chart. So in Utilities, you can find a state flow right here. Now drag the button onto the edge of the state flow, and then the other edge onto the motor. I'm going to call this button, and this one servo. Now you can double click on the state flow to go inside it. We're going to have 4 states. You can click here to add a state. I'm going to get 4 more. The first one's going to be the button unpressed. This one will be pressed. This one unpressed again. And this one pressed. And I'll connect them in a loop. Next we need a condition for the loop, so click on the connection and let's type button is equal to 1, and this means when the button is equal to 1, the state will go from here to here, and when it's pressed we want to set the servo to maybe 127. That means maximum rotation. Next it'll move here, and for this the condition will be the button is equal to 0. Make sure you have these double equals, and then here let's add another condition here. Make sure you get that in the brackets. If the button is equal to 1, that means pressed, and here we set the servo to maybe 0, and that means in the middle. Then once again another condition for the button is equal to 0. Now you can click here to go back to the main model. Now here's something helpful to help you organize your code. Double click anywhere and you can add a comment. So maybe we could type here button control, and here we can type motor control. You can also resize and rearrange components just to make your code look nice. And this is something unique with Simulink. When you're ready to upload your code to your robot, go to Hardware, and then Build, Start, and Deploy. Make sure you have your Cortex connected. So that's how we got started using Simulink to program our robot. If you have any questions, you can ask in the Q&A section of the Best National Registry, or you can check the Simulink documentation online. Thanks for watching and good luck.